Graham Inui. Just checking with captain. We're underway here in the test match. A little bit of history here at Parks. Belcher. He's got Sirenham behind. Just charge into this lineup and gets right through, right from the start. That might be a sign of the things to come. They're going to have trouble with the big man. Here's another in Vella. 40 metres out from their own line. Roach to take over now. Try and get it to halfway. They can't give him room to move like that. Daly. The kick away from Castell into the in-goal. Langer's down there. It's running too deep. It'll come back with a quarter line. Restart with the tap.
Well, that was a magnificent charge by Sirenham in the very first touch of the match. The big boy stood deep and came strong and hard, and by gee, it was a magnificent sight. He went about 20 yards. It was great.
Waiting for the ball to come back to the 22. Interesting to see how they handle these conditions with the football. Conditions they should be used to. Peter Sterling, ominous signs there with that Sirenham charge.
Yes, very ominous, I suppose, but a little bit understandable. Paul Sirenham certainly fired up to do well in this test match, and he certainly ran the ball up that way. I thought the the French defence after that, the next couple of rucks was quite but they really do have to settle down in this first 10 and really make a fist of early in the game.
Robbo tried to settle it down. Now they will go for the kick through Dumas. Off the side of the boot, pretty much straight up in the air. Taken by O'Connor on the run. Well taken. Walters. Here's a call from Belcher to go wide for Daly. Put down by Carbastani. Bella easily makes the advantage line before being halted. Roach again just steamrolling up the middle. Gerard Walters calling for the players to get off him. Langer, Daly, McGaw, taken and thrown to the ground by Delaunay. Shearer for Daly to put up a midfield bomb. Castell was never really set to handle that football.
Well, the Air New Zealand replay shows a fairly half-hearted attempt to catch the football, I thought. Didn't really position himself correctly. The scrum's been won by Australia.
Daly inside the 22. French coach Jacques Jourdain certainly wouldn't want an early score against them. They try to settle themselves down and get this defensive line in order. Gillespie, Belcher. What a year he's had, the Canberra fullback. Gerard Walters, dummied on the inside to Siren and Vella. Heavily involved in the opening moments. Daly, slipping. There'll be plenty of that tonight. Last tackle against Australia. Langer, Meninga. They got the ball back. Shearer puts up the bomb. Castell again. Australia blind. It looks like a try. Inui is checking. I think it might be Meninga. I couldn't see who got under it. In fact, it's Brad Mackay who's got a try.
Yeah, that bong went so high. See it on the Air New Zealand replay. The ball was out here on the left-hand side. They passed it out to Mackay. He was held up in a tackle, then popped the ball out the back. It came out there to O'Connor, and up it went. And by heavens, that brought rain. It went so high in the air, 100 feet or so, and there was nobody underneath it except an Australian. When it landed in the end goal area, all he had to do was put the ball down, fall down. That was Shearer that put the bomb up. And here's Mackay, a magnificent take, and there's a try in the opening 5 minutes of his very first test match.
Brad Mackay gets a try on debut, 21 years of age, and he gets rewarded with his great play from the Origin. O'Connor from out wide, no goal, but it is an early start for Australia. They lead France 4 points to 0. So the Frenchman Just couldn't hang on, and Castell. Wayne Pearce has been put under a lot of pressure early.
He doesn't look like he's too interested in those bombs. He's at the two bombs there. He didn't really go up for the ball at all. In fact, that one there, he didn't get near the ball at all. So if that's a sign of things to come, all the Australians have to do when they get inside the French quarter is put the ball up in the air.
The try scorer, Mackay now. Bella and Australia working it strongly through the forwards again.
Yeah, some signs there that the Frenchmen might be very pleased about. Now Langer will play it just 30 metres out from the Australian line. And look, there's some more bustling runs, this time coming from Gillespie. Right on the halfway mark. It's a cross for Langer and then for Daly. Daly with some room to move. Meninga's lost it. It's been picked up by the Frenchman. Mal Meninga really lost the football, didn't have any idea where it went. So now can the Frenchmen do something to get themselves some confidence? It's a very, very slippery conditions out there. So the handling won't be all that easy. Raboul will play it just 11 metres inside the Australian half. It's gone through Enter and then Dumas and back for this ex-Manly player, Devay. Dummy half, they're able to make some more ground. 5 tackles gone for the Frenchman. Dumas. 3 Frenchmen out there for it, but taken calmly by the...
Well, they didn't move in on him there. I mean, they were onside according to the way the referee was looking at the situation. Nobody moved in on him. They just let him have free time.
More trouble. Daly breaking through some loose defence around the edge of the ruck. Now here's Surinam. He had one charge right from the kickoff and went straight through almost the entire side. Now Roach, here's Belcher. Turning the football back inside for O'Connor. Beat one. Now out for Sparkles, Magor. Here's trouble. Shearer with some room to move. But a good tackle in the end from Pons.
Pons is arguably, according to reports I've heard, the fastest player on the field. That's including the Australians.
Interesting to see if he can get some room to move. Well, he's just knocked the football on now. Well, play on. Okay. Well, Straniui deciding to let things go. Right on the halfway mark. Penalty's going to go France's way. Australia's offside.
Roach is getting involved already as a sort of an enforcer there. He just pulled one of the Frenchmen away from a teammate.
Now, looking for touch and finding it about 30 metres out. The French teams are sponsored by Cassegrain Wines here in Australia. And I know that they've been very grateful for their support. Now Devay. Enter, getting it on the quarter line, getting a support pass away. Here he is again, now with Dumas. And again, French backs having some trouble handling the football. Mackay's been able to fall on it for Australia, just outside the quarter. Belcher. Here comes Roach. 3 French defenders, but still Roach was able to slip the pass away. Now Gillespie. Wally Lewis would dearly love to be out there, of course. Forced by that broken arm to be a spectator tonight. Now Mackay. That field is certainly being chopped up. We had a heavy showers of rain late this afternoon. That's running away from the touchline. Castell back in his in goal. Langer will be up there to meet him. So is Walters. Walters is the one who claims it. Just in the field of play. Now Ratier. And Towers dummy half. Australian defence working in threes. 10 metres out from the French line. Still 3 Australian defenders going in. Out to the corner. It's looked pretty like a shepherd to me, but was allowed to continue.
I think Mr. Anui's in a fairly benevolent frame of mind, I would think.
Down for Shearer. Straight across field. Here's Belcher. Now Meninga. Pull down. Lost the football. Stacks on the middle. Who's going to come up with it? The French will have it.
Interesting passage of play as they had worked it away. The French. This is Yeri Ballereau. Montard. Thrown to the ground by Sirenen. Australia just certainly stood back there and allowed Delaunay to grab 10 or 12 metres. Montard. Touched by O'Connor. Knocked back. Rabeau was down there to finish him off over the top. Slow play the ball. Langer. Mackay. Belcher. Daly goes back on the inside and straightens up. Daly will run down to Castell. Kicks ahead. McGaw winning the chase for the ball. If it'll stay there in the end goal. Try number 2 to Australia. And another Test debutant gets a try. Mackay got the first. McGaw grabs the second.
Beautiful stuff. Air New Zealand replay. Watch it again. Daly's the man. He's the man with a controlled kick. Belcher offloads it back on the inside to him. He makes a gain. Now watch him go through the middle of the ruck here. Just streams away. He comes to the fullback. Kicks ahead. And then it's a race with Pons on the right-hand side of McGaw. And I don't think he made any impression on McGaw. So that information I had about his speed is probably a little bit erroneous, shall we say. But there's the kick from Daly. The head-on shot shows McGaw coming through at a great rate of knots. I don't think anyone would have caught him there. He's going to score his first try in a Test match. And well, you don't slow down for that. Mark McGaw, age 26, plays for Cronulla in Sydney, and a very, very good try to be scored. Michael O'Connor's taking the kick at goal about 14 metres in from the sideline.
O'Connor unsuccessful with his first one from wide out. This one is no good at all. Score remains through 2 tries. 8 points to 0, Australia over France. Welcome back to Pioneer Oval, where that scoreline of 8-0 has certainly gone past what the temperatures are here in Parkes. About 4 degrees for this Test match. Belcher. Sirenen. Do they want anything to do with him this time? Well, he nearly got through again.
I think the answer comes back firmly, no. No. Or not.
Roach now. Langer. Daly. Meninga. Overlap for Belcher to go through a hole. Out for Shearer to drag a pass down. Taken by DeVay.
That was a beautiful pull-in from Shearer, way above his head. Ultimate control, very good player.
Garrett Walters for Langer. Bella. All finding it easy through the forwards. Roach has support. Didn't need it to grab an easy 10 metres. Last tackle, Langer. Daly kicks ahead. Shearer is standing front-footed out wide in front of the kicker. Meninga will drive Castell back to only a metre out from his own line. Montard taking or ducking, trying to steal it down the sideline. They try and throw him over. That should be a penalty. Good decision from Graham Anui.
Yes, on the replay, I don't think there's any doubt in the wide world that the players lumped him over the sideline. He's got to be left where he lies. He can't be pulled after the tackle's been completed. Referee Anui is quite right, and the penalty went to the French side. They've made about 15 metres.
Tar. Dumas. Kabastani. Bravo on the run around. On Tar. Bonnier switches the play. They try and find a gap up the middle.
Yes, in a spectacular game, under-21s New South Wales completely outplayed the Queensland side, 36-10, a grand win.
On Tar. Delaunay. That's the air. Going nowhere with the football at the moment, the Frenchman.
Yes, well, just while the French side are working there, trying to work the play into Australia's half, Johnny Croucher, what do the people think about this one? Have we got a good pool?
We certainly have, Rex. 44,000 in the dividend pool tonight, and very interesting, if not predictable, statistics. 94% of the entries have gone for Australia. Popular score, Australia 49 points or more, France nil. They could be close to right. The Footy Tab computer thinks Australia will score 32-36 and France maybe 6-10.
Well, thanks, John. That's interesting.
Small moment of concern there for the Australians as Dumas followed the little kick through, but Shearer was the one who was able to clean it up.
Yes, I had the impression he was a yard or two offside, but the referee allowed it to go on.
Now Walters, you see so often, making some easy ground from dummy half. Now here's Roach for Sirinen. Sirinen out wide, look out. The big man brought down just inside the French half. This is the last tackle for the Australians. Langer. Castell, who's had a torrid evening so far, in more trouble as Langer clings to him like glue and brings him down. Still inside their own 22, the Frenchman. And as Graham said earlier, it's not making much progress at all with the football. Now, Valero. Just outside his quarter now. Rabol. This is this very strong centre. Delaunay. Now Anton. Walters is having trouble picking it up. He's knocked it on. Well, there's very, very even possession held. 35 tackles each. French scrum feed and scrum win. Castell coming in from fullback. Caught by Daly. Now Valero. Held by Walters. Dumas. Away for Dive. He got a good pass back inside for his centre, Sumatau. Now, Lop. And the Frenchman's starting to move it wide now. Delaunay. Got a good pass away to his second rower in Kabastani. Ball's gone loose, though. I think it's Langer who was underneath it. It's the first real glimpse of form that we've seen from the Frenchman.
Yeah, Delaunay cut through very well there and gave a very nice little pass too. I thought it was Dive right on his shoulder. Gave the pass to him.
Langer nowhere to go. Just 10 metres out from the Australian line. And that was a promising movement, Wayne.
It was actually. They backed up well, and they've shown signs of good close passing play, and they've just got to continue that. But the thing that they're missing at this stage is a good kicking game. They just haven't got a kicking game at all.
Now, Roach, it's a fine-looking hat that you're wearing tonight, Wayne. It's very becoming.
Keeps me warm.
Now, Pons, Cyril Pons, nowhere to go now. Caught on his own 22. Second row, or the front row forward, Batignolles. 32 out from the French line. Dumas. Knock on will be played. Touch judge is in. And let's see who he's going to call out. Looks like Roach is the man who's going to be spoken to.
Well, I didn't see an incident involving Roach.
Bang.
Well, it was so small as to be almost inconsequential. But nonetheless, the penalty goes to the French side, about 10 metres outside their quarter. The crowd has grown quite considerably in the last 15 minutes since the game started.
Dumas. finding touch with that penalty just inside the Australian half. Dumar again for Divay. Sturinen and Wallace making the tackle. A little knock on.
Yes, they seem to me to be obsessed by moving the ball, which is great and something I particularly like to see in a rugby league game, but you've got to take conditions into consideration. The consideration is tonight the ball would be a little bit slippery, the ground's a little bit heavy, so there are occasions when you don't pass.
Well, here's McGaw charging off a Belcher pass. He broke the tackle of Ratier, but he lost the football. 6 more tackles, said Anui. Now Gillespie goes down a blind side. Bella. Kerrod Walter's got it back for Langer, now to Roach. Roach away for Daly. They won't catch him as he heads wide. Castell will not get across in time.
That was...
And Laurie Daly grabs a try.
So truly magnificent stuff. Absolutely magnificent stuff to look at. That's the skills of the big fella, big Stephen Roach. He might be your not your friend at one moment, but when he does something like that, he's definitely a pin-up boy of mine, I can tell you. Langer, a ball away to Roach. Off he goes. Little pop pass. Watch it. Bang. There it goes. That's the beautiful part about it. The pass on to Daly. Daly just strides out. It's a practice run for him. I'm not trying to denigrate the French side. By no means do I do that. But they're playing in a class here tonight that I think they've got to step up a couple of capers before they go onto this sort of style of football. There it was. Beautiful stuff. A little pass, a little close to the body pass. And Daly in for a try, an easy try. The score moves on to Australia 12, France 0, kick at goal unsuccessful.
So O'Connor no luck with the boot, but Australia 3 tries, 12 points to 0 over France. 12-0, Australia over France here in Parkes. All 3 tries scored by players having their first test in the Australian colours. Langer, wide pass for Belcher. Sirenen brushes on Tara's side. Also Somi too. Now Daly out for McGaw. McGaw back to O'Connor. Belcher, forward pass. And Nui let it go. Belcher backs up again. It's basketball from the Australians at present. O'Connor, he'll unload. Roach. Entertaining stuff. Meninga finally comes to grief about 27 metres out. France sent right back downfield again. Bella. Kerrod Walters for Langer. Gillespie straightens, taken by Divay. Kerrod Walters tried to get a quick ball away from McGaw. It was intercepted by the Frenchman. Boss will play it. Castell. Rabo climbs over the top of the injured Divay. Meters out from their own line. Montar looks for touch. It won't go for him. Belcher with Shearer on the outside. Stepping. He managed to beat a couple of tackles and unload now for Daly. Meninga. Delaunay. You can't take him high. O'Connor. Langer knocks it back. The Frenchman tried to pick it up and knock it on, mistake after mistake. The handling errors against France 7-4. Nui has given the scrum feed to the Frenchman. Montar, Dumar calls in Ratier. Peter Sterling, if anything, the French halfback is a busy man. We'll come back to him shortly. Montar. Carbastani. Problems have been rectified. Peter Sterling on Tara, busy man.
Yes, I like the look of Ontari. As you say, that's exactly sums up his game, a busy man. And this winger Pons, I think he could really develop into a personality player. Very strong and, you know, has got good speed, even though he couldn't pick up McGaw earlier. They've got a couple of good performances, but probably those two have been the pick in this first 8 and 25 minutes.
It'll be interesting if Pons gets across. Taz Materi says if you think Martin Offiah really likes to enjoy scoring a try, Pons does a real dance. Scrum will go down about 40 metres out. It will be an Australian feed. Langer, Daly standing very wide from the scrum. Brings in Belcher. They created the overlap beautifully. McGaw floated a pass that went forward for O'Connor. It was not the first one that Anui has let go. O'Connor now. Wrapped up. Australia looking for try number 4. Bella. Really can't understand the decision from Anui. Mystified also is Bella and the rest of his Australian teammates.
I think he ruled, I'm not sure of this, I think he ruled the pass was forward. It didn't look it to me.
So the French get the feed and the win, and Delaney will play it just 30 metres out from the French line. Trying to gain some confidence. They're down 12-0, the Frenchmen. Australia with 3 tries. And Debay. Prop forward to Rabot. Scrums are even at 3. Now Sumata, who's normally a second rower.
Yes, I believe he's been put out in the centre to handle Meninga.
This is Pons, who took a dive after being hit. Langer is back there to clean it up. Touch judge is in. This will be on the winger Pons after he put the kick in. He did take an awful long time to go down.
It was a shot from Bella.
Yeah, Bella was the guy that got him, but I'm not so sure that there was a terrible illegality about it. Well, a slight raising of the elbow, yes, mostly shoulder. And Bella will be called out. Mr. Anui in his bright yellow uniform, listening to the touch judge there. Now Meninga trots over as the captain of the side to listen to the charge. Pons is, seems to be badly inconvenienced at the moment. 10 minutes in the sin bin for Bella.
Pons receives attention as Bella has 10 minutes in the sin bin to think about his deeds.
I think he said something to the lad as he walked past then too.
The touch judge is in again.
The penalty's got to go back. Mr. Anui's got to go back where the ball landed. I think he was going to come back here to give the penalty.
Yeah.
The touch judge has put him right.
So the penalty to the Frenchman where the ball landed after it was kicked because of the late tackle. Pons is still staggering around fairly groggily at the moment. So the first opportunity that the Frenchmen have to put some points on the board, Dumas will take the shot for goal. It's right in front and just outside the 22. Gilles Dumas. Pons still holding his throat. He's still not quite right. You'll see the posts coming into view, and Dumas shouldn't have any trouble with this at all. And he certainly has no trouble. So the French are on the board. It's Australia 12 and France now 2. And we have Bella in the sin bin, as I mentioned, for 10 minutes. Daly brings it back for the restart. All the rain has gone, the wind has died, but it's still bitterly cold. Daly puts this out on the full. So the penalty will go to France back on the halfway mark.
Well, Daly not pleased with himself. Neither he should be. It's a very bad error to make. Kick out in the full, mandatory penalty at the halfway mark. I think let's hope that's the last one for his career.
So the restart. Our ball just inside the Australian half. Run around with Entah. Sironen and Gillespie in there to make the tackle. All the penalties have gone France's way, 5-0 at the moment. Thank you very much, said Mackay, as he picked up the loose ball. Mackay brings it back towards the French quarter line. What a test debut Mackay's having. Langer. Now here's Meninga. The big don't argue with Divé. Walters. Nowhere through there. Roach. For Gillespie. For Daly. Castell just hung on to him. 11 metres away from the French line. Playing the football ahead. Used up 5 tackles. This is the last. Langer. Pass really to nobody. Mackay was there to pick it up. Now Meninga pushes Pons out the way. And Big Mal, the new Australian skipper, goes over to score. What a don't argue that was on Pons.
I really shouldn't laugh because we're all being terribly serious watching a test match here. But really, that did look funny. That looked like the boys playing the men. Now the pass came quickly on the Air New Zealand replay. It went along the ground to Langer. It was scooped up by Mackay, given to Meninga. Now watch this. There it was. That was Pons's tackle, or what he supposed was a tackle. I think we probably could have given him a little bit more information about Mal Meninga. He's very strong, extremely strong. He doesn't rely on pace. He just relies on brute strength. And there it was. The moment he gave that terrific fend, he was off for the last 5 yards to score a good try. That's just a typical Mal Meninga try.
His debut as captain. He scored 9 tries for Australia in test matches. And that was a classic example of just sheer strength, wasn't it?
Well, there's a very unhappy coach, I guess. Mal Meninga's captain. Bobby Fulton's the coach. I guess he's fairly happy about the way his team's progressing at the moment.
The French coach, Jacques Jorat, you saw just coming back after delivering some instructions.
Well, rather incredibly, a coach in a test match goes out into an in-goal area and talks to his players.
Shearer, after Connor had missed with several kicking opportunities, Shearer's taking this one from just a couple of metres in from touch, and that was wide from the moment it left his boot. So the Australians having trouble with the goal-kicking department, but they lead 16-2 over France.
Jourdain still screaming out as he goes sideline. Dumas back to halfway. And only been in Australia's 22 with the football on one occasion. Sironen on tar, was just left in his way. Over Castell, taken by Dumas, the man who had the kick-off. Well, surely they've got to start kicking in the opposite direction, away from Sironen. Mackay, Gillespie, quick hands, Belcher, round the back, Meninga. In only 2 tackles, they're back to the French 22. Langer, Gillespie, taken by Cavastani. Garrett Walters for Roach, back to Walters. Tried to sit up a ball for Langer, but he couldn't. 12 metres out. Australia on line for another try. Daly goes very wide for Meninga. It's a forward pass. It'll come back for the scrum. Mathieu and O'Connor have played on for a couple of seconds. Now they come back. Frenchmen totally confused. They just can't handle the big men in the Australian pack. Valero. Dumas has got Divé off him out wide. Taken in a driving tackle by Daly. Australia caught inside the 5, this penalty against them as we go inside the last 5 minutes of the first half.
There's the missed tackles. Look at the French missed tackles, 21 compared to Australia's 3. Now Rabot, well tackled. Gillespie.
A complete loss to know why France don't take a kick for touch when they get a penalty. Why they've taken 2 taps just makes the mind boggle.
Delaney made a nice break before eventually offloading to the Ratier. Dumas through Inter, now Divey looking for Pons. The pass has been picked up by Shearer, so they're certainly not giving Pons the opportunity to move with the football. Here's Walters, just 30 metres outside the Australian line. Suriname didn't get much of a chance to wind up that time. Now it's come back for Roach. He got out of 1. With Langer. Daly well picked up. The little kick ahead. Here comes Sparkles. Magor on the toe. Still going. Dives on the football. On
Very
the
intelligent.
line.
Very intelligent football.
Smart stuff from Sparkles Magor. Here's Langer. Langer's got Walters. Look out. Here we go again. Here's Roach. Roach has passed for Belcher along the ground. Belcher flicks it anywhere. Meninga has it. It's come out for Shearer. Shearer in a high tackle around the head. Oh, that's a high one by Inter, the halfback. It's on over the sideline. Shearer resents the tackle. I don't blame him. It was a really high one.
Yes, let's have a look at that again on the New Zealand replay. There it was. There was I think, malicious intent in that. The arm was swung back and came into Shearer fairly strongly. Now he's a fairly volatile boy, is Shearer, I can tell you. But the penalty is the only thing that's come out of it. Ontaard still retains his place on the field.
Well, I find that amazing that they sent Bella off for 10 minutes.
That's right. You preempted me by saying that. I can't believe it. Not that it's going to make any great difference in the long run, I don't think, but nonetheless, the rules should be observed.
Now here's Mackay. That's the Australians' first penalty, incidentally. We'll wait for it to come. Langer for Gillespie. Gillespie pulled down 5 metres short of the line.
Now, Gillespie's having a very strong and powerful game. I think he's enjoying playing in the same team as Suriname and Roach.
Well, here is Big Suro. They've got him this time.
Suriname's effective when he stands deep and comes onto the football.
Daly, the cut-out pass to Belcher. Belcher the flick for Shearer. Shearer's pass along the ground's been picked up by Daly. Tackle count restarts. Langer. Langer's got support from Daly. Back the other way again. Daly can't get through this time. 9 metres short of the line. The Australians hungry for another try as half-time is fast approaching. It's back for Roach. Roach looks for support. Got his hand free but couldn't offload. He's pulled down 2 or 3 metres away from the line. Along the grounds of Langer. The little kick ahead from Langer. He was hit hard after he kicked the ball through, but it's going to be a try anyway to Mackay.
Yeah, clever thinking from Mackay. Great stuff from Langer. Langer didn't go on with any posturing or any foolishness after he was knocked down. He did the little grubber kick. Here's the head-on shot. Half volley the ball well. He was tripped there deliberately. Didn't get up and wave his arms around. Just got on with the job. And the job was Mackay coming through from an onside position. As you'll see from this, Mackay is onside, there's no question about that, and he wins the race with the football about 5 feet in from the dead ball line. So, quick thinking to Mackay, he's playing a very, very good game. Excellent game.
Test debut, he's already scored 2 tries tonight. So a great start to his Test career for this young man from the St George Club.
Well, what a versatile player he's turning out to be. I mean, he comes in as a lock, he plays at 5'8", he plays at centre. He's the ideal kangaroo tourist.
Well, now we have our third goal kicker. Laurie Daly's going to try.
Well, I think that's a bit stupid, really. Michael O'Connor is a very good goal kicker, so he missed the first 3 kicks at goal. That's not an earth-shattering problem. I think they should have persevered with him.
Well, Daly has probably the easiest kick of the night for the Australians, and he's missed it. They might give you a chance in a minute.
Well, I'll take it.
20-2. Australia now leading France. Bella is back after his 10 minutes in the sin bin. Of course, they've got Mal Meninga who can kick goals pretty well, so they've got a few options there.
Yeah, well, they've been pretty awful, the kicks up to now.
Dumar with the restart for Gillespie. At least they kicked away from Suriname that time. That sounds like a hunting horn, I know, but I think it's a half-time siren. The referee doesn't know what it is. Graham Anui says, is that the siren? Yes, it is. So that's the half-time break. And he takes the players off with Australia holding a lead.
That's the way it started in the first. 93 tackles made by France. Francis Locke and Daniel Divey with 12 apiece. Suriname and Mackay 12 and 11 out of 82 for Australia. Graham Anui about to get us underway for the last 40 minutes. He does just that. Special welcome tonight to all those league fans watching through Adelaide and Melbourne. Nice to have you with us. Ratier, the French skipper. Of course, talk about everywhere else in Australia, Perth, who have been with us right throughout. The Frenchmen haven't had the football down the other end of the field. I think it was only one occasion in the first half they broke the Australian 22. 35 tackles in the opposition half, 17 for the Frenchmen. As I said, only one in the 20. They finally find a breakthrough this line. The hooker Locke, no support for him inside. Showed that he's got a bit of pace, the hooker. Delaunay. Out for Ontar. Dumar. Shocking pass from the halfback at his ankles. Just when they get an opportunity, they waste it.
Well, I suggest that's a little bit of Gaelic scorn there being poured on Ontar for the dreadful pass at the ankles there that came out to Dumar.
Langer gets Australia started with the feed. Belcher. Overlap here for Meninga to get to the outside of Somi 2. Short of halfway. Mackay. What a player for the Kangaroo Tour. Well, Billy Anderson, what was the dressing room report?
Well, the Australians are going into the second half, Graham, like the first half. They can't afford to get complacent. They're going to stick to the game plan they went into the match with. The Frenchmen, they've got to stick to their fundamentals. They've got to hold the ball for 6, tackle for 6, kick much better, and then chase those kicks.
Well, Billy Anderson's also showing a nice style of form. Hat wise, sideline tonight. It's catching with Wayne Fears. Daly. Daly up the middle. Last tackle. Langer. They're going to run it on the last. Meninga. Now he kicks ahead. Divey and Castell got in each other's way for a moment. Langer wraps up Castell. Assisted now by Roach. Loses the football. Langer's got it. I knew he's going to pack a scrum down. Claims that he'd called on Castell to play it. That could have been Olympic Park with Alan Langer stealing the football again. Bit of a different scoreline than that close Origin clash. 20-2 to Australia. Mr. Anui says he wants the scrum back in here. Little Patrick Ontar nearly got sandwiched between the two front rows. Valero. Dumar. Somi 2. Rabot. We haven't been able to produce the variety to bust this line consistently. Valero again. Not a problem for Kerrod Walters. Rabot back for Dumar to get the kick in. Shearer. Bit of room to move. Ducked away from Ontar. Belcher. Shearer. Langer puts the football down. Well, in fact, the Frenchmen downfield have made it inside the 22. It's a fighting rooster. So there's 14 out there for the Frenchmen. It's not helping them as O'Connor raids away. Gillespie. He and Suriname made plenty of breaks in the first half. Roach, dummy back on the inside for Sirinen. Langer. Daly. Just showed the ball and they hung off him. Now Langer. Short ball for Gillespie, taken by DeVay. Assistance coming in from the centre, Jean-Bernard Sommi too. Walters. Walters for Bella. He might get a test try. He's just short. Last tackle. Walters. Roach. Tried to get a pass around the back. Knocked down. DeVay comes up.
Well, the Frenchman survived that little onslaught. I don't think the Australian backs were all that happy about the forwards taking it up. They were calling for it frantically, Wyatt Belcher in particular.
They haven't quite come to grips, any of the Frenchmen, with Langer when he marks up and they play the ball. He's so quick from the marking situation there that most of them take a split second to try to get the football away and they're gone.
So the Frenchmen just 10 metres away from their own line. They really can't bust the Australian defence. Kumar puts the kick in again.
Oh, kick to the open wing.
Now, little friend, the Rooster, is still taking up residence back in the Australian quarter, but Shearer takes the football inside the French quarter. Only about 15 metres out.
A little bit of a caning for kicking to the open wing to a player of Shearer's skill.
Here's Langer and Meninga, and Daly was outside him. Now Walters working blindside with Roach. Pass back to Daly for Langer. On for Bella. Bella grounded just 10 metres out. Walters for Gillespie. French defence is holding him okay. Just a few metres out. Walters dummy half for Langer. Over Belcher's head. Been picked up by Daly. Given away from Meninga. Back for Belcher. Belcher still offloading for Langer. Langer's got support from Shearer. Shearer for Bella. Bella for Sirinen. Sirinen almost carrying the defence over the line. Only a couple of metres out. Walters from dummy half lost the football. The French haven't. So another onslaught the French have survived. But they're certainly throwing the football about in great style. Penalty's gone to the Frenchman. Australia up inside the 5 metres. And a ground record here at Pioneer Oval tonight, 12,384. That's a very good crowd on a bitterly cold night.
Yeah,
Plus the Rooster record. I didn't count him.
Yeah, that's right. And I suspect a lot of people are still sitting in the cars that have been in here since lunchtime. I wonder will that Rooster get roused on if the play goes up near him.
Be a feather in his cap if he does. Sorry about that.
Anymore?
Now here's Jumar. Back to the lock forward, Valero. Jumar again. Savage defence. Gillespie underneath of him. Jumar on tar. Back inside for DeVay. And the Antar, the halfback, makes a bust, but they can't hang on to it. Gone astray. I think the Australians will come up with it. No, the Frenchman come up with it. He'll play the knock on. So every now and again, the Frenchmen produce a little run like that, which is quite exciting.
Yes, DeVay comes away with it on the Air New Zealand replay. Antar, long pass, went over the head there of Delaunay. He couldn't handle it. Now Belcher's back in possession from the Australian scrum wing.
Just about 6 metres from halfway. Mackay juggling it.
That took a bit of reflex too.
Here's Bella. Walters again. Back inside for Sirinen, for Langer. And then Magor. Magor flicking the football anywhere. Belcher was able to pick it up. Walters down the blind side. Very close to the touchline. O'Connor is a dummy half for Langer. And across for Daly. The midfield bomb from Daly. This worked well for them early in the game. Oh, they've lost it again. The Frenchman, he has to be offside. Sumatow had to be. He was miles in front of him.
Yeah, that was a dreadful attempt to catch the football there. Just absolutely appalling. Number 3 there, Sumatow was in front, took the ball. They're taking a tap. Obviously, they want to keep the pressure on. Bella's pounding forward. He's only about 12 metres out.
Here they come again. The green and gold. Back for Meninga. Meninga pulled down only about a metre from the line. Last Gillespie couldn't handle it. Belcher has to pick up the dregs. So they lost about 15 metres in that one pass. Here's Mackay again. Mackay again pulled down only about 3 metres from the line.
He's after number 3.
It's for Langer. And then for Daly. Then for Magor. Magor will score. Reaches out and puts the football out over the line for his second try.
Yes, a very strong try, very powerful try. The try that's scored by Magor, coming back against the trend of play. Mackay made this successful lunge, very good, powerful lunge, but just got tripped at the critical moment. I thought he was going to make it number 3 there. He's already scored 2. The play then went out to the right from Walters. You see the little clap of the hands, suggesting that the player get up quickly and play it. Now Magor gets the pass from Daly. Props comes back on the inside, going against the run of play, goes through about 4 defenders and puts the ball down. That's a good try.
1,380.
That's Michael Magor. Another great test debut. Along with Mackay. And now Mal Meninga suggested earlier he was another kicker they haven't tried, so he gets his opportunity now.
So what's that? Belcher to try too, haven't they?
What is that they've used? 4? This is the 4th kicker? Yeah, 4th kicker. And the Rooster hoping for better days. France is still in the Australian 22. Paul Surinen's trying to get rid of the Rooster. Here comes Meninga's kick. Oh, it's a horror. Oh, they have got the horrors in the kicking department tonight, the Australians. 24-2. Australia leads France here at Pioneer Oval.
6 tries, no goals. Dumar about to restart for the Frenchman. I thought they were just starting to improve their defence, actually. That first 10 or 12 minutes of this second half, they held out for a while, Peter Sterling.
Yes, their defence early on was very good. And, you know, this has been an improved performance, even though Mark Magor just did run in a try. Just looking at the goal kicking there, Graham, like 6 tries, you'd almost have to think that Michael O'Connor must be feeling that leg injury once again. He came into this match needing 12 points to eclipse Michael Cronin's point-scoring record. He must have been very confident coming into the game of doing that. But, you know, surprised that he came off after only 3 kicks.
That could be the problem as Belcher joins in. But I think we also think about the fact that Meninga suffered that injury against Parramatta on Friday Night Football a couple of weeks ago when he was kicking at goal. Valero. France now in possession in Australia's half. Ontar, dangerous pass to Divay. Had Meninga sweating on him. Shearer's off on a run down the sideline. Ankle tap, but he should still get there. Castell coming across. Shearer will run around. No, he won't. He slipped. He was trying to get around underneath the post. So it still might be a problem for the kickers. But he gets in the try-scoring act in front of this big crowd.
Yes, on the New Zealand replay, we'll see the grace of Shearer after this awful attempt to knock the pass out. Just see it there. It was just dreadful. They're so ridiculous when they're trying to keep possession there, some of the things they do. But there was Shearer having a big sprint up the sideline, getting ankle tapped and then being able to regather his momentum and his pace very quickly. That was one of the major attributes that he showed in that one. They just lobbed in a large pool of water. You saw the big ankle tap attempt there from Ontar. Well, it didn't unseat him, but it slowed him down momentarily. He was able to continue it on and showed a clean pair of heels to the rest of the French side. And there you see them landing in the water, which didn't please him all that much.
Well, the Australians are giving them a bath. Dale Shearer took his in the in-goal area. Mal Meninga, second attempt. Strikes it better. No, he doesn't. Ball's way across the side of the post. 28 points to 2, Australia over France. Fulton rugged up for the conditions. Just below us in the commentary position, actually. And I must admit, what a turnout from the crowd here in Parkes and surrounding areas. Marvellous. And we thank everybody in Parkes for the hospitality, the way that we've been looked after. And congratulations to all those officials who put in so much work in ensuring that this test match got underway. Walters, Sirinen. Certainly like to have statistics on Sirinen, just how much yardage he's picked up tonight. Belcher. Castell. Away from Mackay for a moment. He comes again to help McGaw put him to ground. On Tar. Valero. Tar will look for another runner. Kabastani. Easy pickings for the big Australian forwards when they just run one out. Rabo. Down a blind side. Dumas to look for the sideline. It'll only go as far as Belcher, though. Back in field for O'Connor. Floats one out way over the top of Alan Langer. Daly picks up, then trips. O'Connor. Meninga trying to get into full stride. Shearer. He slips. Bella. As well as giving the ball plenty of air, they know when to do the hard work, the Australians. Langer. Roach. Two dummies. Turns. Down a little bit of a gap up the middle. Walters for Sirinen. Quick ball for Daly. Tar went high again. Last tackle against the Australians. Langer. The kick ahead. Straight into the hands of Cyril Ponce. He turns straight into the waiting arms of Mal Meninga.
Yeah, Cyril hasn't had much of a chance to get going tonight. He's a reputation of being a very, very fast winger, but has had no opportunities. The defence has been doing too quickly tonight. So the Frenchmen are 32 out from their own line. Very nearly losing it was our friend Somitu. Back to Dumas. Belcher across for this on his own 22. Belcher for Shearer. Shearer is in trouble. Over the touchline he goes.
Well, the difference there, of course, that the tackle wasn't completed, he wasn't put down, and the referee is quite right to rule a scrum there. There's no penalty involved in that sort of situation.
So the Frenchmen come up with the scrum win. Somitu 35 metres out. Australia's kicked 15 times tonight in general play, 12 times for the Frenchman. Kabastani got the ball away well for Delorny. Now the hooker Lop. Antar. Dumas. Belcher across for this. It's been picked up and knocked on by the second row at Dive.
I thought the Rooster was going to get involved in this play.
Yeah, the Rooster's been sitting in the in goal. He's quite happy at the minute. In fact, you might say he's cock-a-hoop. In goal judge he is tonight. Here's Bella. Australians on their own 22. Better defence from the Frenchman. Three of them in there to make the tackle. Sirinen. Picked up by McGaw. Now it's back for Walters. And then Langer. by Boutignon. This is... Well, our friend Pons, Cyril Pons, waited an eternity, then decided to try and take it.
Well, this is a funny one. Look at him. There he is. He catches the ball and then drops it over the sideline for some reason or other. I think he was hoping that he hadn't touched it and the ball would go out on the full. That wasn't the case. So there's a scrum there and it's now an Australian feed.
Right on the halfway mark. It's gone with the feed. Terrible pass from Langer. It's come out for Meninga eventually.
They're 3-2.
Now Magor. Inside is O'Connor. O'Connor was able to just put a foot in the touch. Just on the touchline. It was Pons who came across to make the tackle.
Yes, a great effort there. You can see clearly that the touch soldier is correct. There was O'Connor stepping on the sideline. On the line is out.
So Entar will feed this scrum. 35 out from the French line. This is Entar with it now. Dive is a dummy half for Dumas. Quick hands along the French back line. Finally, the second rower, Kapistani, finished up with it. Here's Dive, brought by Walters and Sirinen. 30 tackles the Frenchmen have missed tonight. 30 tackles compared to 5 by the Australians. They're going to get this penalty, and the Australians are going to get marched 10 metres for having something to say to Mr. O'Neill. An awful long 10 metres he marched him too.
Well, it all helps. Meninga questions Mr. Nui.
Just about to make a comment on Kapistani and Divo, the two second rowers in the French side. They are workhorses. Both of them have been very, very prominent in running the football and also in their defence. I think they could, very solid grounding in those two. We could do something better with it.
Boutignon, here's the best chance for the Frenchman now. On the first tackle and 5 metres out from an Australian line. But they've never really threatened. Valero, switch of play with Dumas. Dive, 11 metres out. What can they show against this Australian defence? Ontar, Valero up the middle. He was stopped by Sirinen. Ontar again. Somi too. Pons had gone infield looking for the football. He ran out of a winger. Pons takes off. Threatened to for a minute. The kick from Ontar knocked down by Bella. So it all comes unstuck. Gillespie. Back for Walters. Magor. Mackay runs around and straight into a gap. Back infield beautifully for O'Connor. O'Connor floats it from Magor. He dived trying to pick it up and knocked it on. Spectacular dive from Magor. Wasn't good enough to get there.
I think the pass was probably going to be ruled forward anyway, but this is a spectacular pass, a great long pass after O'Connor had made a good break up the sideline, trying to put Magor into the clear, but I think the referee ruled probably that it was forward.
Valero. Wayne Pearce, if anything, 8 penalties, Frenchman, 2 to Australia. If anything, the back row of the Frenchmen, Valero, Dive, and Kapistani have put in a lot of work.
Yeah, they've been workhorses all night. In fact, those three, together with Ontar and Jamara, I feel have been the backbone of the French side tonight in attack and defence. They both work well.
Well, this is Kapistani. Well, he got it back inside easily for Castell, but they dropped it again. O'Connor, Belcher, numbers for Australia. Daly. Meninga's gone infield. Stands in the tackle. Back for O'Connor. Trying to get to the corner. Didn't have the pace to beat Pons. So we've seen 2 tries from the Australians since half-time. Boutignon.
I think it's true to say that the French side have worked better in the early part of this second half than they did in the entire first half. They've shown a lot more discipline, and they needed some. Let me tell you, they've been throwing some dreadful passes at each other. And there's a bit of bad discipline.
Well, this is the try. Cameron Walters is going to link up. Try number 3. Bradley Mackay came into this test as a replacement. What a night out in Parks for this man. 3 tries.
Well, you couldn't possibly write the scenario for a try like this in a test match. Juma just can't handle it. Walters is quickly there, gives it a bit of a kick, reaches down, picks it up, steps inside the fullback Castell, as most people have done all night. They got the pass onto Mackay, and Mackay goes in underneath the post and scores his 3rd try. Well, there's the end-on shot showing Walters picking up the football about 15 metres out. A little bit sidestep there, and Mackay. Now, whether or not he did that with the intent of letting Mackay score 3 tries, or he's just a good footballer and realised that there was a doubt that he may score himself, he wasn't to know who was coming behind him. But I thought that was good. If he did give it to Mackay for the reason that it'll give Mackay 3 tries, well done.
We finally should have an Australian goal from right in front of the post. Belcher. He gets his name on the board as the only successful kicker tonight. 34 points to 2. Australia over France here at Parks. Welcome back. 34 points to 2. Australia over France. And Bobby Fulton's probably trying to add up the try scorers. The Australian side originally a week ago was criticised for the selection of the first up lineup, a lot of changes. And Billy Anderson, Bradley Mackay was a man that Jack Gibson stuck by through the last 2 Origins. He's come up trumps.
Yeah, been a sensational performance by him, Graham. Here he is again making a break. I've got a feeling that it might be the most tries for Australia on debut. I'm not sure of that. Other players have scored 4 tries in a test match, but I think it might be the most on debut.
Meninga. For Shearer to step beautifully. Taken. He beat Devay. Now the Frenchmen have intercepted.
The Frenchmen desperately trying to keep this score down. They can be thankful that the Australians have only been able to kick 1 goal.
Yes, that they can. If only half of the goals have been kicked, we would have been well into the high 40s.
Valero playing at 10 metres from halfway with Juma. Good defence. Daly and Magor working well to make the tackle on Delaney. 5 tackles used up by the Frenchman. Juma sends this down for Belcher.
Now, he doesn't set himself to kick, he just kicks. There's no object in his mind when he does that. That's Juma, their kicker, their so-called kicker, who's got no idea, in my view, of a kicking game for a football team.
Penalty's going to go Australia's way, and some activity on the reserves bench, Bill.
Well, Mark Carroll's down here. Fulton's told him to warm up. There's no indication yet as to someone coming from the field and Carroll going on, but they're certainly getting him ready.
It will be quite an extraordinary debut for Mark Carroll. A real bolter in the Australian side because of the injury problems. A player who certainly deserves his opportunity. A very good year for South Sydney in a side that has been battling to find form all year. Here's Bella. Oh, it's gone astray. I think Belcher tried to get it, but the Frenchman will come up with it, but the knock-on will be played. Frenchman claiming they didn't knock it on. Mr. Anui will put the scrum down. And here's Belcher. Inside goes Daly. Popped the pass up from Mackay, who couldn't handle it. Eddinghausen starting to get warmed up behind the Australian bench. And I see one of the French replacements getting ready too. Jean Rui, I think it might be. And Bottignon will be coming off, we understand, in the French team.
Sirenen's done a right arm.
Well, that may well answer our question about who Carroll was going to replace. And Suriname in some trouble. Dumas with a little chip and chase. But Lang was there to read it well and take the football nicely. Australian trainer calling for immediately for the replacement for Suriname. Hyder helping Suriname to the sideline. Carroll will come on. Mark Carroll, what a moment for this young man.
Now the Australians are getting just as careless as the French. Their passing has become a little bit slipshod, haphazard. They're conceding the ball. And just momentarily, they're not looking like an Australian international side.
Well, Mark Carroll immediately involved. He's just come on to replace Suriname. Suriname with an arm or shoulder injury. So the Frenchman again. Delaney got the pass away for Valero. Dumas. Cross for Somitu. The cheers you hear from the sideline are because Andrew Eddinghausen has gone sideline as Dumas makes the mistake.
Eddinghausen is doing some stretching on the sideline. He's the most popular man in the store appearance here at Grace Brothers during the week. He is going to go on for his teammate Mark Magor. Penalty to Australia. We've also got Magor coming on for Eddinghausen and a French change, Bill.
Yes, we have. It's Jean Roux who's going onto the field for Buttingnoth.
Butenyo off, who is on.
Jean Roux.
Bella. Roux finishes him off over the top. Roach. All steamed up. Carroll, his first touch in Test football. Gillespie, Belcher into a hole. O'Connor back infield. Oh, he just about dragged it in. He was headed for the try line. Just couldn't control it as it disappeared behind his back.
Let's have a look at this. Well, there's O'Connor just losing the ball behind him. Yeah, that was a bit of bad luck for O'Connor, but he didn't control the football.
New Zealand replay certainly showed it. Meninga back for Eddinghausen. Ontar steals the football. He's going to be ruled offside. Please explain, he says to Mr. Anui.
Well, let's have a look and see whether he was offside. There he is, and there he is, offside, no question about it. Was well up with the advantage line as the ball came out.
Roach, Langer, Daly. Poor pass away, Frenchman in possession. Ontar. Dive standing wide. Billy, what's the report on Suriname?
It's an arm injury, Graham, that he's carried for some 6 or 7 weeks. He's just aggravated it. They don't seem to be all that concerned at the moment, but no doubt he'll get it checked again.
Now, Robbo, nowhere to go. No one seemed to want the football. Tar. Certainly has put in a big effort, the little halfback he's tried throughout. Belcher. Shearer. Shearer dummied to play the football. He put everybody off. Carroll. Bella from a long way back. Changes direction. Kerrod Walters. Mackay. Roach. bit of a disagreement. Plenty to say, Steve Roach. Daly, quick hands, good hands from Belcher. Easy ball from Meninga, but he put it down. Big scoreline here for Australia, 34 points to 2 over France here at Parkes.
Australia with this commanding lead, 34-2. And the penalty is going to go France's way. Things are starting to liven up in the scrum. Steve Roach has had plenty to say to one or two of the French forwards in the last few minutes.
Yes, he had a word to say to Roux as the replacement who came on for the French side just a few minutes ago. And I noticed Roux, when Roach spoke to him, made a quick exit.
Now Belcher brings it back from his own line, links up with O'Connor. O'Connor will play just outside his own 22. Daly away for Carroll. Penalty's going to go Australia's way.
Ladies and gentlemen, the players have requested that at the conclusion of tonight's match,
against
you
the
stay off
lock
the
forward
playing
Valero.
field. At the players' request. Thank you.
Mackay stands, and the pass again going astray. So these Australian passes are becoming a little careless. Meninga forces his way up to the halfway mark. Langer. Long ball for Daly. Now he's Belcher. Belcher with some room to move. The dummy has given it back to inside to O'Connor. O'Connor immediately gave it away to, well, onto Mackay. Came through Gillespie to Mackay. Bella has to stop to pick the football up. Now it's with Carroll. Carroll away for Langer. Langer to the quarter line. Looks for support through to nobody. Meninga was outside him. But those passes are becoming very careless.
Yes, I'm a little bit shocked at the way the Australian side's playing at the moment. They only need control, just exactly the way they've been playing. But they're throwing these out-of-character passes. It's very easy to sit here and be a critic, of course, but I don't know, I can't appreciate what they're going through. But that pass went nowhere. It went nowhere near Meninga. I suggest that they just need to calm themselves down a little bit.
We've counted 12 bad passes from the Australians. 12 bad or careless, whichever way you want to look at it.
Well, somebody may have said to them at half-time, there's a score that you want to beat. You want to get more than 56 points. That's the record number of points scored against the French side. Well, they're not going about it the right way. They did in the first half, not in the second.
Eddinghausen getting involved with the tackle. Now it's with Enter. Back for Dumas. And then Divey. This is the last tackle for the Frenchman. Back for Dumas again. Straight to Belcher.
Absolutely no thought given to the kick at all.
He's kicking as quickly as he could.
Well, that's all they're doing. He needs really somebody to coach him in the masterful effect of a good kicking game. Maybe Peter Serling could do it for him.
Now O'Connor in some bother. Here's Mackay. Divey over the top brings him down. Carroll has the football stolen. Divey took it, but the referee, Mr. Anui, is going to penalise him.
Might have been a tough call, that one. He may have called tackle, but as far as I was concerned, the player was still making progress, still fighting the tackle. And if the referee called tackle, fair enough.
Now Meninga charging downfield. Will play the football 35 metres away. There's a French player down, hasn't moved. Gillespie thought he saw a little gap there. It closed pretty quickly. Across for Langer. Bella. Inside for Langer. Langer stepping nicely, has Walters with him. Walters for Gillespie. Back for Walters. A little pop over the head for Belcher. Then for Meninga. Get out of my way, says Big Mal. Belcher's there. The little kick from Belcher. Can he pick it up? He can. That's great play from Belcher.
Well, the construction we put up on that is that he can propel the ball forward as he kicked it ahead. This is Belcher with a little kick over the top. Does he Well, I thought he regathered the ball before it hit the ground, so I don't have any doubt about that.
Mr. Anui thinks otherwise. So the scrum will go down only 8 or 9 metres out from the French line, with about 60 seconds of this World Cup Test match remaining. Valero playing the football for Ruiz.